Fuck you.
Gratata.
Fuck the World Entertainment. You folks don't know this, but we made the videos for you last week. We did. And then YouTube decided to be anal-dwelling butt monkeys. And the video didn't get posted for some reason. And I'm a fucking cyborg. I'm sorry, folks. You're going to have to hold on a second here. You get to see my hand up close and personal. There you go. All right. So, because that video didn't go up and because SmackDown, Raw, everything's kind of just the same right now. It's, rinse, repeat at this point.
Yeah.
It's all building for the rivalries at Mania. That's all it is. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do our power rankings currently in the WWE and NXT and see if ours matches up with what we're seeing for WrestleMania and for TakeOver. What is it?
TakeOver Louisiana, I think.
TakeOver Louisiana. I also have a bit of a challenge for these two.
Does it involve a banjo?
No. This is the challenge. I want to make 3 independent WrestleMania cards. And then, without the other two knowing whose we're reading, you only know yours when yours is read.
Yeah.
Right? Give your honest opinion of the card.
Didn't we do that on your channel last year?
We did.
So, if Nick's like, oh man, that card's a bag of dicks, Euless can just lean over and smack him and be like, it's my card, dick.
All right. Let's do that next time, man.
Right.
Yeah, next time, absolutely. So we're going to start, I think we'll start at NXT, right?
Yeah, it's the shortest.
Yeah, we'll start with NXT. We didn't do top 10s for NXT because, honestly, the roster's pretty fucking thin right now. The women's division is really thin right now.
There's like 5.
We didn't even do a tag team one because there's only 7 tag teams. Like, the division is really, the whole roster is thin right now.
Well, 8 if you count War Machine, but they haven't even done shit with them yet, so...
And it's going to get thinner after Mania because they've already said they got a bunch of call-ups coming.
Yep.
So, but I've also been hearing a lot of rumors of signings and stuff, so Triple H is definitely working.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a good testament to how well he's done, how thin the roster is, because it's not like they're just leaving. No, they're getting called up because they're doing that well.
Yep.
So, we'll start with women.
Start with the women?
Yeah.
All right, at number 1, we have Ember Moon.
Yeah, Ember would have been your default number 2 for the last how many years?
Yeah.
Behind Asuka. Now she gets to be number 1. She's got the title. It's been a very lackluster title run.
Yeah.
That title definitely doesn't have the significance it had when Asuka was holding it. Mm-hmm. But again, it's the Asuka effect.
Yeah, just because when she had it, it's just you don't think anybody else could have it.
No, Asuka made you believe she was the most dominant woman on the roster, and she was.
Mm-hmm.
Ember Moon is definitely suffering from an Asuka hangover right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Number 2, we have Shayna Baszler.
God, I love Shayna. I do. She's like a male trapped in a woman's body.
Literally.
She's just brutal. So much fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait till her and Rhonda are on the same page and they get the whole 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horse. That's going to be entertaining. It's going to be good. Can't wait.
Number 3, Kairi Sane.
Winner of the Mae Young Classic.
Man, Kairi reminds me of Daniel Bryan. Smaller than everybody, but she's just so good in ring.
It's so fun to watch.
And that elbow.
Her character
That's the
sucks.
best
I hate the
elbow
pirate
I've ever
thing, though.
seen.
I really do. I don't like the pirate.
I like it.
Yeah, she was the pirate back in Japan, too, so I guess carry it over. Why the fuck not?
Best fucking elbow ever.
Number 4, we decided to put Nikki Cross.
Nikki deserves to be on this list, period. Mm-hmm. That girl's been putting in work for a long time now. And I'll be upset if she doesn't get to hold that title at least once before she's called up.
Yeah.
Even if it's only for a short time, she deserves it.
And at number 5 is Peyton Royce with Billie Kay.
Only because of a lack of options.
Yeah.
Basically.
Literally, that was the only reason.
And it was just based off of their being relevant for most of their run. Whereas the other girls that were available haven't done shit yet, really. So that's what we mean about the NXT not having top 10s. We didn't have much to work with in that area.
So now we move on to the males.
And we're probably going to cause controversy right out the gate.
Yep. Number 1, Aleister Black.
Fuck you. No, I'm just saying fuck you for people who think it's a bad option.
Listen, I think Aleister Black is on a fucking rocket ship towards superstardom right now.
Yeah.
They want him on the roster already.
They do.
Dude is going to be
They had him at the main event for the main roster. You know the freaking show called Main Event?
Yeah.
They had him there for one of the matches months ago. And he was in NXT at the time.
And
they want him on the main roster.
The main roster guys know it too. They did an interview with Roman not that long ago where Roman said, they asked him, like, dream opponents left, and he listed Aleister Black as one of them. He said, I want to work with that dude. He looks amazing. I can't wait for a chance to work with him. So, everybody knows it. This kid is definitely on a rocket ship towards being the biggest star in the company eventually.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Number 2, we put Adam Cole.
Baby.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. I'm a little disappointed in Adam's run, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I am too.
He hit NXT with a fucking thunder, man. Like, came out attacking Drew McIntyre. We didn't put Drew on the list.
Well, he's injured.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. He came out, like, it looked like he was going to be a force, a mainstay. He was going to be champion quick, and instead it's been a lot of big matches. He's been involved in a lot of really big matches.
War games.
With a lot of big losses at this point.
Yeah.
Losses to Aleister Black, just a lot of... And it worries me about his main card run eventually. Is that what it's going to be for him most of his time? Where he's good enough to be in the match, but they don't believe he's good enough to win the match? It's one of the reasons I really hope when he gets called up, it's the SmackDown. Because if it's on Raw...
He's fucked.
He'll be lucky if he's in the fucking Intercontinental title picture.
Yeah.
Number 3, Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah, he's got the belt, so we got to put him on the list.
He's not bad in ring.
I don't like him.
His gimmick is horrible.
The gimmick is terrible. In ring wise, he's very talented, yes. But I feel like when I watch him, he'll put on one great performance, like the Gargano match, and then he'll mail in the next 4.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care. And they try to play it off like that's his gimmick, but I think it's just really him. He's just an asshole.
Could be. Number 4, we put Killian Dane.
This dude's a fucking monster.
He is.
He's Big Damo from WCPW.
He's a fucking nightmare and a half, dude. I can't wait to see him on the main roster.
Oh,
some of the matchups,
go for a tear.
Some of the matchups he's gonna have, like him and Braun. Dude, I can't wait.
That's gonna be great.
He'll always be Big Damo to me.
It'll be fantastic. I love him. I can't
wait.
wait.
He'll always be Big Damo to the faggots over at WCPW.
Why do you hate WCPW
And also,
so much?
just on a personal note, Killian Dane gives guys like me hope. He's big, he's ugly, he's hairy, and he's having a great run.
What? You insulted yourself.
Yep, absolutely. I know what I am. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're just a fucking moron.
Yeah. So, which brings us to number 5, which is also another horrible gimmick, but the man is amazing in ring. The Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, my hat's off to this dude, man. He was stuck with a shit gimmick.
But he's got the most beautiful elbow I've seen in a while.
He's really turned it into something just fantastic. I mean, he is very good in ring. His matches with Aleister Black were fucking outstanding.
Exactly.
I mean, the dude has been incredible.
When he first came in, I'm like,
what the fuck is this?
He ain't gonna last.
I thought he was going to be there a month if he was lucky.
And then we actually saw his wrestling ability and was like, you know
actually,
what?
no, you remember the first match?
I was wrong.
We watched it and we said, no, he's not that good. And then all of a sudden he hit that elbow. I was like, holy shit. Wow. That does it for NXT. We didn't do the tag division because there's literally only 7 tag teams listed on the roster.
Literally.
So we're just going to move on ahead now. It's time for the main roster. We didn't do a SmackDown one and a Raw one and all that stuff because it would have been a fucking headache. We'd have been here forever.
We broke it down to 3 things. Men's, women's, and tag teams. Both brands are included.
Animal, mineral, vegetable.
There you go. So I guess let's kick things off with the tag team.
Yeah.
Number 1, we have the Usos.
I think it's obvious that they're number 1. I mean...
all day.
You got to give them a lot of credit, man. To go from the the bongo drums and the face paint.
Oosa!
Yeah, all that. And then they switched it up. They became the reincarnation of Straight Outta Compton. They were, NWA, or I don't know, SWA.
Day one is H.
Samoans with attitude.
Yeah.
Day one is H and all that other stuff, and they've really turned themselves back into the best tag team on the roster, and they don't miss a night.
Nope.
These guys, every time we see them in the ring, they are fantastic. Every time.
Number 2, The New Day.
Because fuck you, Bar. That's why. Easy,
love,
dude. It wasn't that funny.
Who doesn't love pancakes?
Yeah.
They would be on this list if they sucked. Just because I would be like, they hand out pancakes. How can you not put them on the list?
Exactly.
Although your one friend doesn't like pancakes. He's a communist, though.
Yeah.
These guys, man, they're another one. Three guys that were going nowhere.
Went nowhere. Their careers were over, and this revitalized everything.
They've become arguably one of the top 5 tag teams of all time.
Yep.
They're going to be in that conversation one day.
Yep.
Because of the way they've done it, how long they've done it for now, and for everybody keeps predicting they're going to break up, and every time they do, they come steamrolling back with another great run and great matches, and I think the tag division is way too weak without them. So I hope we don't lose them anytime soon.
Number 3, we put The Bar.
Only because you had the fucking titles, assholes. I hate these two fucking morons. Fucking idiot with a mohawk. I swear to God. He looks like the fucking 16-year-old that wants to rebel against his parents. Just because. He's got money, he's got everything else, he just wants to look like a badass. That's the only reason he got the mohawk. He wanted to look tough.
Number
Look
4.
like a fucking idiot.
Number 4, we put the Bludgeon Brothers.
G.I. Joe retaliation looking motherfuckers.
Number 5, we have the Club.
God, they should be so much higher.
They really
They
should.
They should be so much higher than that. But they just... Every time it looks like we're going to get a good run from them,
They fuck them over.
they fucking lose to the fucking... Two bald-headed... The fucking little fat guys.
Revival?
There you go. Those two
Speaking of
morons.
which, next is the Revival.
If there was 2 guys who had the world handed to them, it was these 2 guys in WWE.
Yep.
They were given every opportunity to become the biggest stars in the tag division. They beat the New Day their first nights on Raw.
Yep.
Now,
Over
yes,
the ice cream freaking
injury
thing.
played a part in it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But something else went on here that made the WWE management fall out of love with these guys.
I mean, look at it. Like, if you look at them, they have, like, flab now.
They're out of shape.
They stopped trying.
Yeah, it's like they just stopped.
They stopped giving a shit. That's it. It's over.
So, yeah.
Granted, I know one was out with injury and stuff like that. The other should have been still keeping himself in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely squandered what... I mean, this time next year, I'll be surprised if they're still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next one, and it's the only NXT tag team on this list.
Because they belong there.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
God, I hope they call them up soon.
Yeah.
Tag division needs them right now.
Tag division needs everyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we have the Miz Taraj.
I'm going to call a veto.
Okay.
I want to veto the Miz Taraj.
Okay.
And if you agree with me, fine. If not, fuck you. I say we put Sanity in there.
Fuck you. You're absolutely right.
I think Sanity
I can
is
agree.
a far more relevant tag team than the Miz Taraj.
Okay. Fair enough.
So Sanity is number 9 now, because fuck you, Bo Dallas, that's why. Believe my nuts, bitch.
Coming in next, just because we missed them so much. This was kind of an honorary thing.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
God, it was so much fun seeing them together for a while. They made the tag team titles relevant again. Everybody cared who was the champs.
Yeah.
People cared who they were going to be wrestling. It was so nice. And then Dean gets hurt, and they did the horrible thing with Jason Jordan, who, by the way, has been non-existent lately. Anybody else
Because
notice
he's
that?
injured.
They don't even talk about him anymore.
Yes, they did. They talked. Kurt Angle came out and announced that he was injured.
No, but I mean...
And everyone didn't give a
they
shit.
don't
Everyone was
even use
cheering.
it.
Yes.
They used to use it against Kurt. Like, oh, your son is hurt, and your son... But they don't even talk about him anymore. This time next year, he'll be the, oops that Kurt Angle had.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was way better off in American Alpha.
Kurt will come out and be
Than
like, you
that.
know what? I'm sorry, my pull-out game wasn't too good that night. So you're here. My apologies. And that'll be that.
And the last name on the tag team list goes to Titus Worldwide.
Veto.
I'm
else?
I am going to veto it. I'm going to veto it and go for Authors of Pain.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, Authors of Pain, absolutely. In fact, we should have probably put those 3 teams higher on the list, but
We should have.
since they're not on the
We
main
should've-
roster,
But we
really
also should have
can't.
thought it through and mixed all the tag teams together. It would have gave us more options.
Well, we didn't know NXT only had fucking 6 tag teams either.
Good point.
Okay,
So-
we thought they had at least enough to fill a top 5.
Yeah. So now we move into the main roster's women's division,
This was a tough one.
which number
really
one,
was.
and a lot of people are going to disagree, Charlotte.
Listen, I know everybody's gonna want to run out and say Asuka. I fucking love Asuka. First of all,
I do everything to that woman.
I love that woman. I think she is amazing. I think we have not seen a woman as talented as her in the ring ever.
She's
Okay,
only been here for 3 years, and it's
I'm-
like she's on top of the entire company.
I'm
already.
not trying to put down Asuka in any way, shape, or form. I want to get that through everybody's fucking head right now. The undefeated streak, all that shit, it's amazing. However, Charlotte Flair has literally been at the top of the division since the day she got called up.
Yep.
They threw the women's revolution on her back and said, if we make it, it's going to be you pulling us through. And every step of the way, she's done it.
Correct.
She's even made the SmackDown women's division relevant again when it was shit.
Yep.
Hell, she main evented Raw with Sasha the first time since Lita and Trish.
Yeah, everybody talks about, oh, what the women are doing now, and, you know, the first Royal Rumble that she wasn't involved in, and the first Elimination Chamber match that she wasn't. Guess what? The first Hell in a
Women's
Cell?
Money in the Bank.
The first Hell in a Cell? She was there.
She was there.
Women's Money in the Bank.
She was there.
She was there. The first Falls Count Anywhere for women?
She was there. The first Iron Women match.
On...
No,
what
first
was that?
Iron Woman match was
Bailey.
Bailey and Sasha.
But the first one on the main roster,
Was
if you will,
Bailey and Sasha.
Was
was
No,
Charlotte,
Bailey,
Charlotte,
Sasha and Charlotte.
My mind is fucked
Actually,
up.
Sasha deserves a lot more credit too than she gets, but it's because she's kind of, ever since Charlotte left, really,
She hasn't had that big feud.
it's
power.
almost like she needs Charlotte.
Yeah.
Every great wrestler needs that great counterpart, and it's like Sasha and Charlotte just fit
meshed
together
so well together.
to make great matches, to make great rivalries, and then Charlotte left, and everybody kind of felt like, oh wait, this is Sasha's time.
Yeah.
And no, it's been Alexa Bliss who's ran with that torch.
Yep.
But I think based on all that, Charlotte is still the top woman in the company right now.
Brings us to number 2, Asuka.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's no disrespect to Miss Bliss either. We love you, Alexa.
Which brings us to number 3, Alexa Bliss.
You got to give that woman a lot of credit, too.
You do.
She wasn't involved in any of that Four Horsewomen stuff or any of that. And if you go back and look at her when she first came in the company, they actually had her stuck with a pretty shitty gimmick.
Yeah,
little
freaking
fairy
fairy
thing.
pixie dust
Fairy,
bull crap.
she's going to bring glitter and glow to the WWE fans.
Yep. Now look at her.
She took that shit, stomped on it, threw it out the fucking door, and turned herself into what she is.
Yeah, she's just making freaking men grow in their pants.
First ever cross-brand champion to win both titles. She's what now, a 3-time women's champ? Or 4-time?
4 times.
4-time, right?
Yeah.
4-time.
Because didn't Sasha beat her for the title once?
Yeah, and then she regained it.
Yeah, so she's a 4-time women's champ. You know, first Elimination Chamber match, she's really gotten everything she hoped she would get. And now with Asuka switching over to SmackDown, which we don't know if that's permanent or not, we'll have to wait and see after Mania, it looks like Alexa might be safe as the top woman on Raw for a while.
Yeah. Brings us to number 4, Nia Jax.
I just don't want to see you crying like a little bitch anymore, please. You can't play the monster of the women's division and cry when somebody makes fun of you. That doesn't work. Man up, grab your nuts, walk out there, do your thing.
Yep. Now number 5, I think think we're gonna have a little bit of lashing about. We're gonna get the fucking critics. Oh, she hasn't had a match yet. How do you know she's even gonna be that good? Da, 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 da. But fuck you. We put Ronda Rousey at number 5.
Listen, you're fucking retarded if you think she doesn't belong in the top 5. You know why? She hasn't even had a match yet. Correct. And she's more relevant than any other woman on the roster right now who's not named Charlotte or Asuka at this point.
Yep.
Plain and simple. It's the biggest signing, arguably, in WWE history.
Period.
To bring over Rhonda. And I've seen the training videos. And yes, I know that's not an actual live match in front of fans. And the butterflies and the jitters. Get the fuck out of here. She fought for the UFC women's title in front of fans all the time. She's going to be fine, believe me. And if what we've seen in the training videos are anything close to what she does in the ring, she's going to be fucking great.
Number 6, we have Ruby Riott.
God, I love Ruby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love Ruby. She's just fantastic.
Fuck
And her
yes.
match with Charlotte definitely proved she belongs at the top. She could hang in with those girls. And I hope we see her in the picture on SmackDown for a long time to come.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see a feud with her and Asuka. Again,
That'd be great.
I think it would be great.
Number 7, we have a combination. And it's Absolution.
Mix and Page, they deserve it, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're going to move a little quicker through the last couple because we got to get to the men here.
Carmella is at number 8.
Briefcase, that's it. Otherwise, she wouldn't even be on the list.
Number 9, we have Sasha Banks.
You deserve to be a lot higher. Get back on your shit, girl.
And number 10, we have Bailey.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
They're both at the bottom just because this. They're both at the bottom just because this whole feud is just. It's stupid.
This
Okay,
whole, I'm your
their
best
current-
friend.
their
No, I'm
current-
not.
They're on the bottom because their current storyline is built off of not wanting to hug each other.
Pretty much.
I don't give a shit.
So now,
No.
moving over to the men's division. Number 1,
It's easy.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar,
Listen.
the Beast incarnate,
Listen.
the 1 in 21-1, the Conqueror.
Is it
Rocky
frustrating?
Maivia,
Is
the
it-
Brockiness monster, Broccoli.
Is it frustrating having a champ who's not around as much as we would hope?
Very.
Is it frustrating having Brock dominate some guys that you're hoping to see rise to the top? A little. However, you can't deny that Brock is still the biggest draw in the company right now.
He is.
And it's got to be a little scary for Triple H right now and Vince, thinking about a future where
Without
Brock is
Brock.
gone and John Cena's a part-timer. That's got to be worrying him just a little bit right now.
Yeah. Coming up at number 2, AJ motherfucking Styles.
He's the top merchandise seller in the company right now, I believe.
Yep.
And in, 2 years now?
Yep.
2 years, going
Yeah.
on 3 years now? He's entered the company, went through one little feud with Jericho on the mid-card, and then right to the top. And he's been there ever since. You know, I mean, AJ has proved he was the biggest missed opportunity in WWE history. If Vince would have went and gotten him sooner, I mean, maybe we don't even know who the fuck John Cena is today.
Possibility.
That
Yeah.
AJ is fucking, he's absolutely what it says he is. He's phenomenal, dude. In ring, nobody can touch that dude.
Number 3, Roman Reigns.
Fuck you for not liking Roman Reigns. Okay? Pull your head out of your ass. Even Finn Balor thinks Roman Reigns is one of the top 3 guys on the roster right now as far as wrestling ability goes.
Yep.
Okay? Get over the Roman can't wrestle shit, because it doesn't work. Even the guys who are wrestling him thinks he's amazing. And he's your only hope right now, dumbasses. Because if he doesn't beat Brock, nobody's going to do it.
Yep.
And we're going to be stuck with a champ who shows up once every 3 months.
Yep. Number 4, The Miz.
Dude
I could-
sucks in ring.
I could already see the comment section lighting up at the
Yeah.
at the sound of that.
He sucks in ring. We know that. Horrible in ring. God awful. Still does that same shitty clothesline in the corner. Still has a finisher that makes no sense at all. He trips you when you fall. Somehow you're knocked out. Doesn't make any sense. Okay? We get it. But hand that man a microphone, and he will turn any rivalry, any little mix-up into the biggest rivalry on the card. He is that good when it comes to the promo work and shit. And whether you want to admit it or not, that matters in wrestling today.
He brought prestige back to the Intercontinental title. Single-handedly.
He brought prestige back to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, he was their fucking gimmick man. He was out there with the fucking Muppets and shit.
Yep.
Now, he's main eventing Raw when Brock's not there. That's just the reality.
Number 5, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Man, if Shinsuke could cut a promo, he'd be a lot higher, too. He's getting better, though. We love Nakamura.
That match with him and Styles is going to be fucking awesome.
Mania is going to tear the house down.
Yeah.
Those two.
Number 6, we put Braun Strowman.
I'm sorry. I actually feel bad for Brock and Roman having to follow that match.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be able to do what those two do.
No.
Number 6 was who?
Braun.
Braun! That's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
I knew he would do it the second time around. Yeah, probably one of the guys that we're talking about here that's been hurt by the Brock Lesnar era. He should have been champ probably 1 or 2 times already.
Yeah.
And instead, he's now going into the tag division somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Can't
mean,
wait to see what this turns out to be.
Yeah, it should be interesting, but still, once again, he should have easily been a Universal Champ by now.
Easily. Up next, Randy Orton.
Randy, I love you. You know that. RKO out of nowhere, nothing ever beats it. But they're just sticking you anywhere right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they made him a Grand Slam champion. I think that's awesome. Him and Rude would have been fine to me. Throwing Jinder Mahal in there for no other reason than you needed to throw him somewhere just makes the rivalry, the whole thing seem stupid to me.
Yep.
Him and Rude would have been perfect. I think they would have put on a great match at Mania, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm Randy and Bobby, I'm a little bit upset, too, because it's almost like the WWE is saying, we don't think you guys alone is good enough for Mania.
Yeah. Up next is Kevin Owens with Sami Zayn.
I'm sure some people will think differently, but Owens has since, same thing, he's remained relevant his entire run. He's always been in some kind of big rivalry with somebody, you know, a rivalry that people were talking about too.
Yeah.
And his newest thing with Shane McMahon and with Sammy back in his corner, and
it's just more Owens just because Sami Zayn was on a losing streak before reattaching himself with Kevin.
Well, that's why I say it's Kevin Owens with Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not them together. It's more Owens, and then Sammy's just kind of his hype man.
Yeah.
Up next is Seth Rollins.
Another guy who, it's almost kind of funny right now, but WWE has actually hurt themselves with a lot of these signings lately.
Yep.
And a lot of the call-ups, because there's so much talent on the roster that guys like Seth get overlooked.
Now you got Joe coming back soon.
So, I mean, hopefully Seth, the rumors are true and you're going to SmackDown, because if you are, I think you'll have a much better run over there.
Definitely.
So hopefully they're true, and we get to see some great matches with you. We get to see the title back on you soon. I'm with the whole Monday Night as Rollins.
Yeah.
I thought you were fantastic when you were running the show, when you were the champ. We saw the title every week. You were constantly in matches. You wrestled almost every goddamn Monday night.
Yep.
So hopefully, Seth, you get right back to where you belong.
Up next, Finn Balor.
Finn's had a rough run of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First ever Universal Champ. He gets injured the night of the match, though.
And never got his rematch.
Gone for, what, a year after that?
Yeah, well, not a full year, but close to it. He came back like the night after Mania.
And then he comes back, and he's just kind of floated around, really.
Yeah.
He floated by the Intercontinental title for a little while. He floated by the Universal title for a while. Then he was back by the Intercontinental title. Then he was back up. But he's never really been stuck in a feud for anything until more recently now for the Intercontinental title. I firmly believe he's going to win the title at Mania, and Rollins is going to go over to SmackDown. Rumors are that Miz is leaving to go do another movie for a little while. So I think that's how it'll work out, and hopefully it does. Finn deserves a lot better than this.
So that was the last name on the official list, but we have one more name as an honorary mention just because.
If you watch SmackDown tonight, then you know the big news. Daniel Bryan has been cleared to return to in-ring performing. And if you watched tonight, you saw the reaction that Daniel Bryan got. Not just when he walked out, but when he came back out and he had his little altercation with Owens and Zayn. The Yes Movement is well alive. The fans are absolutely thrilled to see Daniel back in the ring. I'm hyped to see Daniel back in the ring. I hope we get Bryan versus Styles, Bryan versus Nakamura. The fucking list is endless of the guys I want to see him in there with.
Yep.
And you could argue right now that the day he returns, he's the biggest star in the company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, Daniel Bryan, we're happy you're back. You're our honorary member because we can't really put you on the power rankings until you have some matches. But you can be an honorary member.
And to those that don't agree with any of this, well, fuck you.
But that pretty much wraps us up for the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll be back soon with some more stuff. We're going to do some new shows too. I'll do an update tomorrow on some of the stuff I'm going to do. But until then, make sure you have a good night. And don't forget, fuck you very much, boys and girls.
Buh!
Really?